I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest. When I was a youngin, when I was a young child, I thought it was Naruto. And I know before everyone comes at me sideways and says, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Um, let's just say there was some older brother manipulation going on. At around age 4 or 5, I was watching the Naruto's and the Dragon Balls, and even One Piece 4 Kids. I think I was around that age, and my older brother, the one who put me onto everything. He thought it'd be funny to have a free, I guess, a free ticket to just beating the shit out of me whenever the fuck he wanted to. And The way he did this without getting in any type of trouble was quite diabolical, if you ask me. The bastard, first thing he did, was when after I got introduced to these shows when I was like a little taller, I could barely fucking shit and piss by myself. He went and told me, you know what, man? We're from a secret clan. You know what I'm saying? You have all these powers. They're invisible in the real world, but you have these powers. Okay. So my little bitch ass thought I had fucking ninjutsu, fucking Dragon Ball, fucking ki or whatever the fuck, ki blasts, fucking devil fruits, all that shit. I thought I had it all. Even fucking Marvel hero powers were thrown in there. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, basically, the way this shit ran is he told me, yeah, man, you have all the shit. It's invisible. Um, you have invisible chakra, invisible key. You know what I'm saying? That's why nobody can see that shit. I was like, damn, all right, fuck. I mean, I was a little young and you could have told me anything. I would have believed it, to be honest with you. And yeah. The thing was, you guys are probably wondering, like, where the fuck would you use this shit anyways? Who the fuck would? How would you not throw a blast at a random person? And they don't expose the truth. The only villain in this world was my older brother. In the real world, was my older brother. And you know what he did? Anytime you wanted to beat the shit out of us, he would just say, "Oh, a villain took over my body." He would go like this, and you know what that meant? That means somebody took over his body. Orochimaru was in his shit. All right, that's the type of shit that was on us. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. And so every time he did that, we knew, the world stopped, our hearts sank, our eyes widened. Me and my other brother, my other younger brother, we were both around pretty low age, 5'4", 5'4". We're one age apart, And so yeah, he would do that transformation. Our hearts sank. At this point, we're thinking, fuck, like we're gonna die if we don't beat this kid. Okay, so two of us would have to team up against this older guy. He's 4 years, 5 years older than me, by the way. He's a lot older than me, so we would just use this to beat the shit out of us. And the way he prevented from any actual serious harm happening is he told us, any damage we cause to this body will affect our actual brother when he comes back. After being taken over with. Eventually the guy's gonna leave, and then the body's still there. It's still his body. So if we fucking grab a knife and murder him, you know what I'm saying? The bastard's gonna be okay. He's gonna be fucking okay. So I'm out here doing Rasengan, Shidoris. For some reason I didn't pick up on the fact that all of us had powers from different clans. I thought I was a fucking Uchiha. With the fucking all that type of shit. An Uchiha. I didn't know at the time I was a little kid. I didn't understand that only the Uchihas could have the Sharingan and shit. I mean, I did understand that, but in this world that was made up, that's just the way it was. And somehow the manipulator, the bastard manipulator who controlled us all and told us all this bullshit, he had all the greatest powers. He was the fucking nine-tailed fox. He was the fucking Super Saiyan fucking 4. You know what I'm saying? He was just everything, just all the fucking bullshit that he could be. He was that. I don't remember how many years this went for. This went for a long time, but I think I stopped believing this shit when I was like 11 years old or some shit. From like 5 to 11. Like it was a long time of me getting beat to shit. All right. And after all these fights, we're beat down, bruised, whatever the fuck, but he didn't beat the shit out of us that bad. He just uses an excuse to, like, fight your younger brothers for fun. And unfortunately, he got a pretty good giggling, when inside when he heard us yelling out all these fucking ninjutsu names. Like I'm running at him yelling Chidori and shit, thinking my life's about to end. I was literally fighting like my life was about to end, like now. Like I was fighting as if my life was on the line, as if I was saving the world. That's the type of I remember the feelings. All right, I was sitting there fighting like this was it. Like if I don't win this shit, like the whole world's done and it's gonna be my fault. I was fighting like I was gonna become the Hokage. My whole soul was on the line for this. All right. You don't know the type of pressure I felt on myself and everybody. My other brother too. You know, we felt this type of pressure. We thought we were the saviors of the world. Okay. I know everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Thank God we learned this lesson early. You know what I'm saying? Shit. No, not thank God, because this fucker just manipulated us. But anyways, um, yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I just don't understand how we let this shit go on for so long. I think eventually he's like, all right, these guys aren't catching on, and it just slowly faded away. Maybe deep down, you know, I understood that this was all a lie, but I just wanted to feel like I was a fucking ninja, you know, in the Hidden Leaf. Um, you know, I'm from the Uchiha clan somehow, and then my other brother's from fucking the Hyugas, and then my other brother's a fucking Uzumaki or some shit. You know, we were just all over the place with this shit. We weren't following the lore at all. You know, we had devil fruits, but we could swim. You know what I'm saying? We had Super Saiyan, all of us somehow unlocking the Mangekyo. You know, without any of that trauma shit, something happened. You know, he made some shit up. Oh, some Sarada shit. You know, how she fucking I don't remember how she unlocked her shit in the manga or whatever, but whatever the fuck happened. It was some bullshit. You know, that's the type of explanation I had for my shit. You know what I'm saying? So we was just tripping balls out there. We was tripping balls out there. You know, even sometimes at the park and in public places, this guy would transform, and we'd have to sit there and like, shit, like, do I fight this guy in the public, or do I just sit here? At times he would transform in public because he knew we couldn't do shit about it and just diss us. And we're thinking to ourselves like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, is he rage baiting us? This is OG rage bait. He would just transform like that. He would transform, and then all of a sudden, he's fucking Orochimaru telling us about his master plan and beating the shit out of us when we get home. You know what I'm saying? And the same way he turned into is the same way he would exit. So you know, if ever we hit him in a fucking a weak spot or some shit, maybe you know he might just insta transform back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I kicked him in the balls. You know, it might just transform back. You know, but we were trying to keep it fair and shit. You know, I don't know why, but we were following rules. I was doing all my jutsus. I was doing hands. You know what I'm saying? Water dragon jutsu. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I was doing. It's a little bit embarrassing to say how I went from age like 4 or 5, maybe 6, I don't remember, until like 11 or 12, thinking that I had fucking Naruto capabilities and that I was a fucking Uzumaki, Uchiha, and Hyuga all in one. And that my older brother at fucking age like 12 was the fucking Hokage or some shit. This guy fucking he brain boggled us. I don't know what to say. He knew what the fuck he was doing. And unfortunately, I was a little bit slow and also a youngin. So it was pretty easy to get in my head about this shit and make me believe I was the fucking chosen one. So yeah. Um, I just remember all the bullshit fight. I mean, damn, bro. Some of them fights were brutal. All right, some of them fights were brutal. We were boxing. Okay, two youngins getting our shit kicked. Um, Damage was caused. You know, sometimes we get hurt bad, but you know what? We couldn't tell our parents. You know, we tanked some hits, bro. Sometimes we tanked some hits, and it was damn near tears coming out our eyes. But you know what? We couldn't say nothing to nobody. We couldn't even tell on. We couldn't tell on this guy. He was taken over by Orochimaru or whoever the fuck took him over that day. You know what I'm saying? So shit. I mean, in the world of Naruto, that shit can happen. I really believe this shit. I'm gonna be honest. I really believe this shit was possible. And in the world of Naruto, they got ninjutsu that can do a bunch of shit. Um, the main focus was Naruto shit though. You know, we had Dragon Ball Z capabilities in that bitch, and we had you know, devil fruits or whatever the fuck. But mainly, you know, mainly we were Naruto addicts back in the day. So, you know, most of our shit was Naruto ninjutsu. Okay, so yeah, honestly, every day I wake up in a cold sweat thinking about those days. You know, how the fuck did I let this? How did I let him get into my head and tell me all this shit? And how did I believe it for so long? It's not like I ever just told him, "Oh, you fucking lied to us." I just slowly phased out because he stopped doing it eventually. Eventually, he just stopped doing it. He understood that we're stupid and we would never get it for some reason. Who knows if he never stopped? I might be fucking still today doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Still fucking thinking I got Chidoris and shit. Who knows? You know, slowly I realized I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? What the fuck is invisible chakra? Okay, ain't nothing invisible about this shit. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. This is just embarrassing. Honestly, to be honest, this is just embarrassing. I mean, honestly, I had nothing to talk about today. You know, I was supposed to watch some shows. I was supposed to watch some shows like fucking Free Rent. I was supposed to watch a bunch of shit and tell you guys how I thought about it. And unfortunately, instead, you know, what was eating me up, what was building inside me was this. thoughts of me thinking I was fucking Naruto Uchiha or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, man, and the feats he gave himself. So I just can't believe the feats my older brother gave him. He was the Hokage, the legendary Super Saiyan, the first Super Saiyan 4, the fucking savior of the planet. He had Minato level feats. I was just shocked. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? How the fuck? He's the pirate king. He's everything. I was sitting there thinking, Jesus, what kind of shoes do I have to fill? You know what I'm saying? And you know what? We never got to see his capabilities because every time he got taken over and the villain came and beat the shit out of us, and then he would transform back. You know, the only thing I ever remember thinking in my head about how this could be fake, I remember thinking in my head, you know, if he's so fucking powerful, the Almighty, how the fuck is he getting taken over by some fodders, some shitters that just show up on a random Tuesday and decide they want to take over his body? That shit didn't make sense to me, but that's okay. Shit, this became a rant about how I was uh, uh, beat up by my older brother, and then he used the excuse of Naruto so that I wouldn't tell on him. Um, some of them gut punches, you know, liver shots. I fell to my knees. You know what I'm saying? I fell to my knees with tears in my eyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the wind out of me, and I had to get back up and keep fighting. I had to get back up and keep fighting because fuck me, in my mind, I was about to die. I was literally damn near about to die, and I can't. I just, man, I can't believe I'm sharing this. This is embarrassing. This is, you just can't come back from this. You just can't. Anyways, have a nice day.